I discussed about the couple equilibrium, types of equilibrium. There are two types: static, dynamic. One example I gave, and I discussed about the principle of moments. Principle of moments says that the total clockwise moment is equal to total anti-clockwise moment to keep a body in equilibrium. But definitely rotational equilibrium, to keep the body in rotational equilibrium. And last time I drew a diagram, if you remember that diagram, there was a meter rule. It was suspended at 50 centimeter mark by a thread, and we placed two weights W1 and W2, and I told you which weights will be bigger, W1, W2. You will see the distance. Where the distance is closer, the force will be bigger. Where the distance is more, the force will be smaller. And there only they may ask to name one instrument where the principle is used, where this principle is used. Then what will be the name of that instrument? The name of that instrument will be beam balance. Beam balance or common balance you can say, or you can say physical balance. So any one name you can suggest. Beam balance like this. There will be a pointer exactly in the middle there. That we normally call taraju. So that example you can suggest. So till here I have discussed last time. So our today's lesson begins. Today's topic is center of gravity. Center of gravity. And here we have CG. In short, CG. What is center of gravity? So you try to understand first and then you can write it down. Let me tell you that it is the center. It is the center at which the entire weight of a body is supposed to act. It is the point where we assume that the entire weight of the body is situated or is supposed to act at that point. The total weight is concentrated at that point. That point is called center of gravity. The position of CG in a body depends on the shape and size of the body. Shape and size. The body of different shapes will have different position of center of gravity. And it depends upon the size of the body also. Smaller body, bigger body, it depends. Position will change. Actually, center of gravity depends upon the mass distribution of particles in the body, how the masses are distributed. So that is why it depends upon the shape and size. When a body is deformed or when a body shape is changed, deformed means we are changing the shape of the body. Will the position of CG change? Question mark. This question had come once in ICC. What is the answer for this question? We say yes, it will change. Why it will change? Because by deforming the body or by changing the shape of the body, the mass distribution changes. The mass distribution changes. That is the reason behind it. For example, suppose we are having a body in the form of a line like this. Where is the center of gravity of this body situated? We say the center of gravity of this body will be the midpoint of this body, midpoint over here, midpoint. If we are having a wire, where is the center of gravity of the wire situated? Exactly midway. Suppose the total is 10 centimeter, this will be 5 and this will be also 5 centimeter. Exactly at the midpoint. But let us change. This is the center of gravity that we denoting by suppose G. We'll bend this in the form of a circle like this. Where will be the center of gravity now? Now the center of gravity will be the center of the circle here. The center of gravity will change. It will not lie on the wire, rather it will lie, outside, in the air or in the space over here. That is, when we change the shape of the body, then center of gravity changes. And one thing to be noted, where the masses are more, center of gravity will be situated towards that side, towards the heavier side. We are having a body, if we are having a body where one side mass is more, one side mass is less, then it will be situated in the heavier side where the masses are more. If the masses are equally distributed, then it will be exactly the midway. Otherwise, it will be closer to the heavier side, whichever side is heavier. You can take the example of this pen. I think this side is heavier. Why this side is heavier? Because this side has got extra thing, caps, extra there. The center of gravity of this pen will not be situated exactly the midway. It will be somewhere this side, somewhere closer to the heavier side. I can give another example. Suppose we are having two blocks of equal size, but one is iron block, one is wooden block, same size, equal sizes are joined together. Where is the center of gravity of the combined masses situated? Where will the center of gravity of this composite mass situated? Composite means combined. Will it be exactly midway and somewhere at the junction? Will it be exactly at the junction, or it will be inside the iron or inside the wood? The answer is it will be inside the iron, somewhere here, this side. It can be anywhere but inside iron. It will not be exactly over here because iron is heavier than wood. Iron is denser than wood, so masses are more situated here. For the same size, more mass of iron is situated here than the wood. So wherever the masses are more, so the center of gravity will be situated there. That side only it will be situated. I think you got the idea. Whichever side is heavier, center of gravity will be towards that side. And if the masses are equally distributed everywhere, then the center of gravity will be exactly the midway. This side equal mass, that other side also equal mass. That way it will be situated. Can you guess? Suppose we are having a bucket. We are having a bucket. This bucket center of gravity will be situated where? Can you guess where, which side it will be situated? Will it be situated exactly midway? Answer is no, because this side is heavier, this side is having greater mass because bigger, and this side is smaller, thinner. So it will be somewhere here, this side. It will not be exactly the midway. Now the question is, let us fill it with water. I am filling it with water here, like this. Where will be the center of gravity of the bucket now situated? It will be inside water. Where? Because water is having more mass than the bucket. Somewhere here, it is somewhere here, suppose, I guess. Now we are making a hole over here and the water is leaking out. Water is leaking. Will the position of CG remain the same or will change? As there is a hole out here, water is leaking from here, the water level will decrease. What will happen to the position of CG? Will it remain same or it will change? Answer is no, it will change. Because water is flowing off, so the center of gravity position will go down. Somewhere here it will come. Again, more water will be going down, position of CG will be somewhere here, like this. Position of CG will keep on lowering here, till the bucket becomes empty. Once the entire water goes away, once the entire water goes out, then now we have empty buckets. Empty bucket center of gravity was where? Over here. Then again it will be rising all of a sudden. So question may come, describe your observation regarding the changing position of CG. Describe your observation. When the water is allowed to leak through the hole gradually, water is gradually leaking from the hole. What is your observation? So what do we say? We say the position of CG will be lowering, going down. And once the bucket becomes empty, again it rises up and remains constant. So that is the observation you can suggest for it. Hope you understood. This type of cases has not come in ICC, but they always give you thinking based questions. You have to think and answer. Okay, now is it necessary that the center of gravity of a body situated always within the body? The answer is no, it is not always true. It may even lie outside the body. What are the examples? Example is this one, circle, or maybe a ring. We are having a ring, hollow cylinder. This bucket was hollow, so where it is situated in the air, outside the bucket. Maybe a sphere, we are having hollow sphere, a football, where it is situated outside the ball. So it is not necessary that the CG lies within the body, it may even lie outside the body. Okay, one more interesting thing. This CG is also known as point of balance in a body, within a body. Point of balance in a body or within a body. For example, this pen, center of gravity is situated where? How to find the CG of this pen? The easiest method is, we will not say exactly midway because this side is having more mass and this has got extra thing on there, the cap is there and those things are there, and this side is different or there. Less mass, this side is more mass. If it is equally distributed, then we could say exactly the midway. But masses are different here, this side mass is more, this side mass is less. So how to find the position of CG of this body? One easy method we have, we will be balancing it. We will try to find a balance point in it. Balance point, like this. Let us keep on trying like this. We will try on a sharp edge and try to balance it like this. Like this, we will be trying to balance it. The point where it is getting balanced, that point is the point of CG of this particular body here. This is the pen, CG situated here. I find CG somewhere here. Means closer to the heavier side, and this side length is more. So it is very easy. Suppose you are having this is the body out here, you want to find CG, you will be finding a balance point in it. The balance point, let us find balance point this way. So I find the balance point here, somewhere here, this side. So this is the position of CG. This is the CG of this body. This is the duster. So it is very easy. The balance point within the body. What is the meaning of balance point? The point where the body balances horizontally due to its own weight. We are not putting any extra weight on the body. Do we have any weight put on this body? No. Extra weight we are not using. Due to its own weight, the body remains or balances horizontally due to its own weight. That point is called position of CG. So CG has got another definition also. What is another definition? It is also called balance point within the body. This is the situation where CG must be situated within the body. So then only we can find. If this CG is situated outside the body, then we cannot find. Because we are balancing, this is the balancing point within the body. It has to be, in those cases only it is applicable where the CG is situated within the body. So the other definition of, first definition I said, if you remember it, in the beginning only I said, it is the point where the entire weight of a body is supposed to act. That is the first definition I said. Second definition, now we can say, it is the point where a body balances horizontally. The body balances horizontally due to its own weight. Due to its own weight. That point is called position of CG. Or in another word, question become like this. A body balances horizontally. A body balances horizontally at a point due to its own weight. Assign a special name to that point. Assign a special name to that point. What is the special name to that point? Center of gravity. Hope you understood this. Center of gravity depends on what? It depends upon the mass distribution, particles distribution or the mass distribution within the body or in the body. If the masses are equally distributed, it will be exactly midway. Otherwise, it will be closer to it will be within the portion of the body where the masses is more. I think we got the idea. And I give examples, some examples I have given over here. Now, you have to give the heading that position of CG of some regular bodies. Position of CG of some regular bodies. Regular bodies means the bodies of a particular shape. For this you can make a table like this with two columns. Here we will be writing objects, position of CG, position of CG. Number one, we are having body in the type of a rod. There is a CG of a rod situated, we say midpoint of the rod, midpoint of the rod. Second case, we are having a circular disc, where it is situated, we say geometric center, or we can say center of the disc, we can say that. Third one, ring. In case of a ring, circular ring, where it is situated, we say center of the ring. Center of the ring. Fifth one. Fourth one. A triangular lamina. Triangular lamina. What is the meaning of lamina? Lamina means very thin plate or thin sheet or thin paper. A triangular paper like this. You got a thin paper in the form of a triangle. Where it is situated? Here we write at the centroid of the triangle. At the centroid of the triangle. At the centroid of the triangle. What is called centroid? Centroid is the point of intersection of three medians. The point where the three medians meet, that point is called centered. Okay, now next one is hollow or solid cylinder. A hollow or a solid cylinder. Here we have at the midpoint, on the axis of the cylinder. Sixth one we say sphere. For a sphere we say center of the sphere. Seventh one is parallelogram or rectangular or square lamina. It's a point of intersection of their diagonals. Point of intersection of diagonals. CG situated at the point of intersection of diagonals. And one more you have to write. Cone. But cone can be of two types. It can be solid cone, it can be a hollow cone. Cone, here I'll be getting solid and below I'll add hollow. For solid cone, right, at a height h by 4 from the base, and for hollow we write at a height h by 3 from the base. Okay. So these are the situations where we know these are the regular bodies and we know where is the center of gravity of these bodies situated. Midpoint, center. Don't try to answer every time center because triangle doesn't have a center. Like circle has got a center. But do you think this one, parallelogram, does it have a center? No center. Triangle, does it have a center? No. Many of the students they write at the center of the triangle, which is wrong. You have to say at the centroid of the triangle because in triangle center doesn't exist. Parallelogram of rectangular shape or square lamina, we say at the point of intersection of diagonals there is no center. So don't write the answer every time center or don't write the answer every time midpoint. It will become wrong. So you have to know it exactly where it is situated. You have to know the name of that point. Like centroid of the triangle. Here is the point of intersection of diagonals. Here is at a height h by 4 from the base, at a height h by 3 from the base. They will not ask you about all of them at a time. Maybe one or two they may ask you. Where is the CG of a triangular body or triangular lamina situated? Then you have to write only at the centroid of the triangle. You can see the diagram also. I'll just show you. Suppose we are having first case is the rod where it is situated midway. This is done. Second case we are having a circular disc like this where it is center of the disc here. We are having a ring, that this ring is their ring, center of the ring. Fine. We are having a triangular body, triangular like this. Triangle can be any kind of triangle. It can be scalene triangle, it can be right angle, it can be equilateral, it can be isosceles, any type of triangle. Where it is situated, so I will show you where median, we draw the median. Median is the line bisects the opposite side. Here is the midpoint, here is the midpoint, Here is the midpoint of this side, midpoint of this side, midpoint of this side, midpoint. Join it like this. This line is called median. Like this line is called median. Join it like this. This is median. And all the three medians meet at a point. Here is the point. And here they meet, there is the center of gravity. That means the entire weight of this triangular lamina is situated here. All the triangular lamina will have a balance point at this point. The balance point will be situated here. So this is how you draw and show. This point is called centroid. This G is called centroid of the triangle, centroid. Or we say the point of intersection of the medians. There are three medians intersection, the meeting point of the three medians. Now in case of a cylindrical body like this, cylinder is here like this, cylindrical body, either hollow or solid. Where is the axis of the cylinder? Axis will be parallel to the length of the cylinder like this, parallel. This line is called axis. At the midpoint of the axis of the cylinder, midpoint is somewhere here like this. If it is a solid cylinder, it will be within the body. If it is hollow, it will be outside. Here is the center of gravity. This point you can mark as G. Gravity point or center of gravity. Okay. Now we are showing you this one. If we are having a body in the form of a rectangle or in the form of a square or in the form of a parallelogram, where is the CG situated? Where are the two diagonals? One diagonal will be here, another diagonal will be here. Here is the center of gravity. For an envelope, you must have seen an envelope. Where is the, can you guess now, where is the CG situated? In an envelope, CG is situated exactly where we paste it. We are having a gum and then where the corner is there, I mean where you paste, that point is the point of center of gravity. You are having a, just guess, suppose we are having a uniform meter rule like this, uniform meter rule. It's starting from 0 and ending at 100. Uniform meter rule means, what is the meaning of uniform meter rule? Is having same thickness everywhere, same mass everywhere. So what shape does it have? It has the shape of a rectangle. Where is the center of gravity situated? Center of gravity will be the diagonal, like this one, like this will be another, somewhere here. And that point value will be at 50 centimeter. 50 centimeter. This is 50 centimeter. So where is the CG of this rule, meter rule situated? It is situated at 50 centimeter here. Over here. The weight of the meter will be situated. So it will be situated here. At the point of intersection of the diagonals here, it will be situated here. That means at 50 centimeter mark. I say the weight of the ruler is 100 GF, 100 gram force. Where will that be situated? 100 gram force will be showing it out here. 100 gram is the weight of this entire thing is here. W is equal to write as 100 GF. Where the diagonal meets. If it is a half meter rule means half. If we are having a full meter rule, where is the position of CG situated at 50? And the weight of the entire rule is acting there only. I say the meter rule's weight is 100 gram force. 100 gram force will be acting there at 50 centimeter. Where at W is equal to 100 GF. But if it is the half meter rule, can you guess half meter rule means 50 centimeter, 0 to 50 centimeter? Where will be the weight of the half meter rule be acting? That will be acting at 25 centimeter mark. Why? Because it is uniform. Uniform is same everywhere, same thickness. Same mass it has got everywhere like this. So it will be situated there. I hope you got the idea. Okay, center of gravity topic is complete. Now, the next topic is uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion. In short, we write UCM. In short, we write UCM. U means uniform, C means circular, M means motion. UCM. Okay. What is a uniform circular motion? Definition of this. We say the motion of a body with constant speed. The motion of a body with constant speed along a circular path is called a uniform circular motion. Uniform means actually constant. What remains constant here in this motion? Speed will remain constant. Okay. Do you know the difference between speed and velocity? Basically they are same thing, but speed is scalar and velocity is vector. Velocity must have direction. So here speed only remains constant, whereas velocity becomes variable. Velocity is not constant. Uniform circular motion, speed will remain constant, but not the velocity. Velocity becomes variable. You know why velocity becomes variable? Because of the change in the direction of the motion at every point along the circular path. I can show you by this diagram. Body is moving over here from on this surface. Along this circular path, the body is moving either anti-clockwise direction or clockwise. In any direction, it is moving. Since the track is every time curved, like this curvilinear motion, curve is there. So direction will never be constant. Direction will always keep changing. So what is the direction of velocity at any point in the circular path? The direction of velocity is always along the tangent. We have to draw tangent at that point. This is the direction of velocity. What is the direction of velocity at this point? Suppose the body is moving like this. What is the direction of velocity at this point? The direction of velocity will be along the tangent. Direction of velocity will be along the tangent. Direction of velocity will be along the tangent here like this. This is how we show the diagram for the direction of velocity. What is the direction of velocity of a body in a uniform circular motion? We say the direction of velocity is along the tangent. Along the tangent. This is the tangent of a circle. Do you think the velocity's direction is same? It is changing. This direction of tangent is like this upward. Here it is going the left side. This is going downward. This is going this side. In any point you will draw a tangent. The direction of velocity will keep on changing. And since velocity is vectors, if the direction changes, then the velocity also will change. That means the velocity in such motion is never constant. Velocity is non-uniform. Velocity is variable. And when the velocity is variable, then there will be an acceleration. When the velocity is same, then the acceleration value will be 0. You know why? Because acceleration formula we have change in velocity by time. Change in velocity. This time is change. That means we have v minus u by t. Final velocity, initial velocity. If both the velocities are same, then these two quantities are equal. The answer will come out 0. If they are equal, but here they will not be equal. This will keep on changing. That's why the acceleration is also variable. Acceleration is also only speed remains constant. The speed is value. Magnitude only remains constant. Maybe the value of velocity is 100 meter per second, remains same, 100 meter per second, here also 100 meter per second, here also 100 meter per second. Its magnitude only remains same, but the direction cannot remain the same because the path is a curved path. The direction always will keep on changing. And what is the direction of the velocity? The direction of the velocity is tangential. We use the word called tangential. Tangential means tangent wise or along the tangent, or we can write in word along the tangent. Direction of velocity is given by the tangent drawn at that point. So what kind of velocity we are having? We write it tangential. Tangential velocity. Now, due to changing velocity, it will have acceleration. So it is an accelerated motion. And what is the direction of acceleration? We find that the direction of acceleration will be always towards the center of the circle. Center is where? Over here. Center is over here. Acceleration direction will be like this. At any point, acceleration direction will be like this. Acceleration direction will be like this. Acceleration direction will be like this. Magnitude will remain the same, but the direction of acceleration also will change. So what is the direction of acceleration? We say towards the, we can write in word towards the center of the circle. Or we use the word called radial, along the radius. This line is called radius line, this is also radius, this is also radius, radial. What kind of acceleration does it have? We say radial. Radial is along the radius. Is acceleration uniform or non-uniform? We say non-uniform. The acceleration is also changing. This acceleration is like this in the left side, this is downward, this is right side, this is upward, all everywhere it is changing, the direction is changing. So acceleration is also non-uniform. And when there is acceleration, and that acceleration is always produced by a force. Is the force acting on the body uniform or non-uniform? There, because force is also vector, we say non-uniform. Except speed, which is uniform, rest other quantities are non-uniform. They are not uniform, they are variable. So please remember that. What are the example of uniform circular motion? We can give some example like planets revolving around the sun. In what kind of path they are moving all the time? So the path is circular. That is the example. They say, what is the direction of planet revolving around the sun? We say along the tangent, or we say tangential. And what is the direction of acceleration? We say towards the sun, because sun is at the center. Towards the sun. We will write that answer. Electrons revolving around the nucleus of an atom. Electrons are continuously revolving. That is another example. Electrons revolving around the nucleus of an atom. What is the direction of velocity of electron? We say direction of velocity of the electron is again tangential, we will say, or along the tangent we will say, or in the direction of tangent. In any one of the words we can use. And what is the direction of the acceleration on the electron? We know the center is having nucleus. We say towards the nucleus. Towards the nucleus. So this kind of question you may expect. Is the acceleration uniform or non-uniform? We say non-uniform. Is the speed uniform or non-uniform? Speed is uniform, remember it. Speed means the value, magnitude will remain the same every time. That means there is no loss of kinetic energy because velocity is same and mass is same throughout. So there is no loss in the kinetic energy remains the same everywhere. Because velocity, the magnitude of velocity or the speed remains constant. Hope you understood this one. Now the question arises, what is the basic difference between uniform linear motion and uniform circular motion? Uniform linear motion is along a straight line, not a circular path, along a straight path with a constant speed or with a uniform speed. But when the body moves in a straight line, automatically the direction also will remain the same. Direction also will not change. In uniform circular motion, both speed and velocity are uniform, are constant. Uniform is constant. And its acceleration is zero. So it is a non-accelerated motion, we say. Non means zero. Non-accelerated motion. uniform circular motion. Whereas uniform translational motion or uniform linear motion. Whereas uniform circular motion has only speed constant, whereas velocity is variable, and it is an accelerated motion. Because of different velocity it has got acceleration. So these are the point of differences between two of them. If you want, you can make a table and write down the differences here. One side I write uniform translational motion UTM, and the other side I write UCM. Uniform translational motion, translation is along the straight line, or uniform linear motion is the same thing, straight line motion, and this is UCM. First point, what will we write? We write here both speed and velocity, both speed and velocity are constant. Here we write only speed is constant, only speed is constant, but velocity is variable. Velocity is variable. And point number 2 we write it is non-accelerated motion. And here you write it is an accelerated motion. What is the meaning of non-accelerated motion? That is zero acceleration, no acceleration. And this is a motion with acceleration. Acceleration value is there. These are the two main point of differences between the uniform translational motion or uniform linear motion and uniform circular motion. So our lesson for today is this much. Now little bit theory is left. That will complete the next day, and then we'll be doing the numericals.